Baik teman-teman, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Timingnya sama. Iya baik, untuk teman-teman yang belum masuk atau temannya belum masuk bisa di kontak ya untuk masuk, karena kita akan segera memulai untuk speech contest sesi online. Oke, baik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, all of the participants. Okay, the honorable judges and all of the participants that I love. Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim, kita bisa berkumpul pada siang hari ini di acara AHI National Competition, di mana di sini kategori speech untuk mahasiswa online, dan alhamdulillah teman-teman sudah banyak yang bergabung. Untuk memanfaatkan waktu, kita mulai saja atau kita buka, marilah kita buka acara pada hari ini supaya berjalan lancar dengan berdoa berdasarkan keyakinannya masing-masing. Doa dimulai. Baik, berdoa selesai. Teman-teman, untuk yang online bisa di-on cam kan kameranya? Ya, teman-teman silahkan on cam ya. Kita akan absen dulu untuk yang sesi online. Di sini sudah ada 17 orang yang bergabung. Saya absen dulu ya, teman-teman. Bagus Dayana Mikdam, ada? Siti Nurlela Sari, Universitas Negeri Medan. Lola Afinafika, Institut Agama Islam Tribakti Kediri. Ahmad Gozi Al-Faiz, UIN Surabaya.
Hadir, Kak.
Sebentar ya, teman-teman. Teman-teman, suara saya jelas nggak?
Jelas, Kak, insya Allah.
Oke. Tadi sampai Ahmad Gozi Al-Faiz ya?
Iya, benar, Kak.
Ada?
Hadir, Kak.
Oke, kemudian ada M. Rafli Farizal dari Politeknik Imigran. Ada? Oke, ada. M. Johan Abdillah, Universitas Negeri Malang. Ada? Sabrina Alif Nur Imani, Universitas Erlangga.
Hadir, Kak.
Rafli Agustin, LPP Yogyakarta. Eva Aprilia, Universitas Amikum Yogyakarta.
Hadir, Kak.
M. Akso Al-Mutasim, Universitas Mula Warman. Felicia Winnie Juventa, Politeknik Penerbangan Surabaya. Ada?
Hadir, Kak.
Muhammad
Hadir, Kak.
Lashkar, Politeknik Penerbangan Surabaya.
Hadir, Kak.
Desvara Anggraini, Universitas Nasional. Jihan Melania Roshidah, Politeknik Penerbangan Surabaya. Jihan, ada Jihan. Jessica Agnes, Manung Khalid, Politeknik Penerbangan Surabaya. Halimah Suwandi Putri, Unis Tangerang. Maulana Rafiki Sajad, Institut Agama Islam Tribakti Kediri. Siti Nur Meifa, Universitas Mercu Buana.
Hadir, Kak.
Farhan Nur Iza,
Hadir, Kak.
Ferdi Virga Utama, Universitas Negeri Jakarta. Alvin Nihayatul Islamiyah, Poltekkes Kemenkes Surabaya. Guh Slamet, Universitas 11 Maret. M. Fauzan Aziz, Universitas Raden Mas Said Surakarta. Aurelia Wicana Tasya, Universitas Widya Gama Mahakam Samarinda.
Hadir, Kak.
Bella Juliana,
Hadir, Kak.
Cecilia Rija, Politeknik Surabaya.
Hadir, Kak.
Rizky Ananda, YIN Kediri. Sandi Nur Ilma Nabela, Universitas PGRI Yogyakarta. Alshi Takia Hera Safitri, Universitas Brawijaya. Ada. Ferry Dwi Ariana, Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta. Isa Nabila, Politeknik Negeri Medan. Hana Syausan. Abdurrahman Haris Ruswandi, Politeknik Penerbangan Surabaya.
Siap, hadir, Kak.
Oke. Weli Sentia Tanjung, STIE Muhammadiyah Kalianda. Nila Khairyah, Institut Agama Islam Tribakti Kediri. Muhammad Ismail, UIN Jogja.
Hadir, Kak.
Susmita, Universitas Mahasaraswati Denpasar. M. Zikri,
Hadir,
Politeknik
Kak.
Manufaktur. Hadir. Oke,
Hadir.
dan yang terakhir ada Sri Wulandari. Ada.
Hadir.
Oke, baik. Teman-teman, sambil menunggu teman-teman yang lain masuk, mungkin kita akan mulai saja ya teman-teman yang sudah ada di sini, karena teman-teman pasti sudah excited, sudah menunggu kapan ya waktunya mulainya. Sudah lama juga menunggu ya, ada yang join dari pertama nih sendirian aja. Teman-teman, kita mulai saja ya teman-teman. Para juri juga sudah siap untuk nilai. Teman-teman sudah siap? Siap ya? Sudah. Oh iya, jangan lupa untuk on cam ya, yang untuk para peserta yang sedang perform itu harus on cam. Oke, so kita mulai saja dari nomor urut pertama, yaitu ada Bagus Dayana Mikdam dari Politeknik Penerbangan Surabaya. Ada?
Siap, siap, halo, terdengar suaranya.
Terdengar ya, Bagus? Baik, untuk Bagus. Oke, teman-teman, sebelumnya kalian punya waktu 7 menit untuk menyampaikan apa yang ingin kalian sampaikan. Ketika waktunya sudah selesai, kita akan kita akan beri clue kalau misalkan waktunya sudah hampir habis. Bisa dimengerti? Oke, baik.
Siap, bisa.
Oke, untuk Kak Bagus, waktu Kak Bagus dimulai dari sekarang.
Siap.
Silakan.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you ever wonder what education truly means? Some believe that education means bringing out the idea of universal validity, which is latent in the mind of every man. For some people, education is a means to achieve justice, both individual justice and social justice. Our beloved nation believes that education is a process of changing the attitudes and behavior of individuals or groups to mature them through education and training. Those are just some of understanding of education around the world. Education can mean a lot of things. It all depends on how you see it. Some believe to achieve justice, find peace, purge virtue, or find wisdom. Ladies and gentlemen, all of these can be achieved through a good education. But what is the core of education? One of them is a student. Education without a student is the same as a car without fuel. It will never move. Thus, giving the student the best education is crucial. A brilliant and educated student will be the one that brings our nation to the brighter future. But we also need to educate the student in their attitudes, creativity, mental, and mindset, so that we not only to stick to our education system, but can also to stick to the progress of the student independently. But how do we able to create a brilliant and educated student? Many will say just make a better education system, but can a student itself able to make education better in its way? I believe they can. How? First, the student must be allowed to do what they want in a positive way. According to Jean Rose, he believed that if children are allowed to develop naturally without constraint imposed on them by the society, they will develop towards their fullest potential, both educationally and morally. According to this statement, I believe that children or student that is free on choosing what subject they want to study or research will find their area of interest faster and be able to think more critically. Second, they must be encouraged to ask. Why? Because students, especially, are most probably asked blue. Why soil is brown? With those calculations, we now have many technological items, from satellites, automobiles, computers, and mobile phones. Those are just some items that are existing because of Newton's law. Third, teachers or mentor be friends with students. With this friendly relationship, students would likely be more open to their teachers or mentors. This is important. As a wise man once said, education is the continuous reconstruction of experience. If the mentor and student are acquaintances, the recreation of experience will be rough. And by having a friendly relationship with a mentor, a student would likely be more open about their dreams, goals, or even their problems. So every student can make education better, but doing that is not an easy task. They still need a mentor to help them to find a way to the best path for them. If we can do those things, we might be able to see the golden age of Indonesia's education. Thus, we welcome the arrival of the golden age of Indonesian education in 2045. I am Bagus Dayanamigdam from Aviation Polytechnic of Surabaya. Thank you very much. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you so much. For Bagus Dayana. Okay, I'm sorry. Thanks for Kak Bagus Dayana Mikdam from Polytechnic Penerbangan Surabaya. That's a great speech. So we'll move to the next participant is Siti Nurlela Sari from Universitas Negeri Medan. Is there? Siti Nurlela Sari? Tidak ada. Next, move to Lola Afinafika, Institut Agama Islam Tribakti Kediri. Ada Kak Lola? Kak Lola Afika? Baik, untuk peserta selanjutnya, peserta nomor urut 4, ada Kak Ahmad Gozi Al-Faiz dari UIN Surabaya. Ada Kak Faiz? Kak Faiz? Baik. Untuk nomor urut 4, ada Kak Ahmad Gozi Al-Faiz dari UIN Surabaya. Ada? Lanjut ke nomor urut 5, ada Kak M. Rafli Farizal dari Politeknik Imigran. Hadir?
Halo Kak. Halo.
Baik, silahkan di-on-cam-kan Kak
Halo Kak.
Al-Faiz.
Kedengaran jelas ya suara saya, Kak?
Jelas, kedengar jelas.
Halo?
Ya, Kak Gozi.
Iya, Kak.
Silakan di on cam ya, Kak Gozi.
Halo, Kak.
Halo.
Yes, your
Indonesia, where the school and all the universities are free for all people. Try to imagine that living in Indonesia, where most geniuses of the world actually came from this country, inventing a lot of new technology, or even maybe finding a lot of discoveries that the world haven't even known yet. Imagine that living in Indonesia, where the educations are referred as one of the best educational systems in the world. See, all of that seems somewhere impossible for it to happen, but a big question remains. Can all of those things that I mentioned become a reality for this country? Hi, my name is Ahmad Gozel Faiz. I'm from UIN Sunan Ampel Surabaya University with the major of English Education Department. And right now, I would like to talk about the best way to become an amazing student to build a better future education for our beloved country, Indonesia. See, we can't put all the blame on the government or even the teachers, because I believe they have tried their best to build the better educations for Indonesia. Well, instead of blaming them, why don't we as students try to look at the mirror and start to ask ourselves, what's something missing in me that makes our country's educations like this? And eventually, I've done a little bit of research and studies, starting from all kind of educational systems from around the world, continued with various kind of successful persons, and from that, as a result, I have concluded that we need three things as students to build a better education for Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, the first, as students, we need to make a plan. Yes, we need to make a plan. Try to reassure our life journey from now on. Okay, focusing on the things that we are good at. Try to spend more time understanding ourselves deeper than ever, especially on the things that we need for our own future and for the sake of our own happiness. And when I'm talking about making a plan, that doesn't mean that we need to make a perfect plan for our future. No, it doesn't necessarily, it's not something necessary for us to do that, because I've read some books recently and I found some interesting quotes that hit me so hard. It sounds maybe something like this. The man who loves walking will walk further than the man who loves the destination. After I've read that quote, it hit me so hard. And then I started to realize that it's not always about the goal or the results, but it's about how we enjoy the every process that we've made. It's about how we enjoy every moment of our journey. It's about the failure. It's about the pain. It's about the tears. And sooner or later, believe me or not, you will one day, trust me, you will one day be proud of yourself for all the things, all the sacrifices that you've made for yourself. Well, secondly, and as a students, especially, we need to maximize the use of technology and internet as well as we can. Because right now we could learn almost everything, and I say everything, just from the tip of our finger. We could learn a lot of new things, we could learn new languages, and so on. We could open a lot of numerous opportunities that not only it will increase the growth of educational performance, but I believe that it will also increase the growth rate of our country's economy immensely over a short period of time. And third, as one of the most crucial points of my speech today, I truly believe that in order to improve our educational performance in Indonesia, I'm convinced that we need to show a good examples and role in order for our next future generation will become better than our generations in this present. Because I believe that the future educations of Indonesia depends on how the students of our next future generations will become. And in the end, as students, we need to show a top high quality character of students. We need to show them how to be self-disciplined. We need to show them on how to learn as productive as possible. We need to show them on how to be a good son or daughter to our parents. And especially, we need to show them on how to be the most obedient person to our own God and Creator. Maybe that's all from me. Hope that you guys enjoyed my speech. And I know I've made tons of mistakes, but yet again, I'm just an ordinary human who still have a lot of things to be fixed. Last but not least, I dreadfully believe that there is no such thing as a perfect student in this world. But I believe that we could learn to become a good students for our country so that in the most perfect way as we can. Thank you for your time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for Ahmad Gozi Al-Faiz dari UIN Surabaya. Okay, thank you very much Kak Ahmad Gozi. So we move to the next participant is the 5 participant is M. Rafli Farizal dari Politeknik Imigran. Ada Kak Rafli?
Ada Kak.
Ya, baik Kak Rafli bisa di on cam kan ya Kak Rafli?
Sebelumnya udah ada suaranya Kak, maaf.
Ada ya Kak Rafli. Baik, waktu Kak Rafli 7 menit untuk menyampaikan speech. Silahkan dimulai dari sekarang.
The honorable judges, all the crew and everyone here today, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
First of all, I'd like to thank the Almighty God. It is because of Him we are all able to attend in this contest. Secondly, may salawat and salam must be delivered to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who has brought us from the darkness to this bright modern era that we live in today. And last but not least, I'd like to thank the judges for giving me these very special opportunities to compete in this contest. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Muhammad Rafli Faizal, a first grade cadet of Immigration Polytechnic, standing here before you all to deliver my speech. I hope you all are feeling as amazing as I am right now, but to be honest, I'm a little nervous. But I'm here not to tell you what I'm feeling. Instead, I want to deliver my speech that I said before. It is about optimizing the role of student in developing the quality of education in Indonesia. Probably, we used to hear this word, but did you know what actually education is? According to Wikipedia, that I have researched before, education is a purposeful activity directed at achieving certain aims, such as transmitting knowledge, fostering skills, and also character traits. But let us make it simple. Education is a process learning to increase knowledge. Education is not just a process of transferring knowledge from educators to students, but more than that, education aims to improve human resources and create a generation of intelligent people. Education in this era plays an important role, especially for the life of the nation and state. Why? Because this is where the ideals and future the nation next generation are placed. Ladies and gentlemen, we know that education is very important, both for personal life and the life of the nation and state. But we have to remember that the role of the younger generation is also very important, especially in responding to the flow of the globalization wisely, so that we are able to overcome our problems in the future in order to maintain the integrity of the unitary state of the Republic of Indonesia. But unfortunately, not everyone has the opportunity to achieve knowledge up to a higher level of education. Talk about education. Education is related with economics. Why? Because economic limitation and limited access make education difficult to reach for our friends in other remote areas. Do you still remember that there are a few of our friends in other remote areas who have to cross the river, risking their life to get to school? This certainly makes us touch, isn't it? Because when they want to go to school, they are constrained by access to school. They are very hard to reach. Therefore, for those of us who find it easy to get an education, let's use this opportunity as well as possible to achieve the highest achievement. Ladies and gentlemen, education makes people more educated and then easier to get information and also smarter. This makes educated people can get wider opportunities to get higher career position and also get wider job position. So finally, ladies and gentlemen, given the importance of education for the life of the nation and state, as well as personal life, let us prepare ourselves to achieve the highest possible education in order to achieve the ideals they are dream of. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, that's all from my speech. I hope we've all learned something new from it and enjoyed it. Thank you so much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for Muhammad Rafli Farizal for your speech. That was a great speech. So we move to the, thank you very much, Kak Rafli. So we move to the next participant is Muhammad Johan Abdillah from Universitas Negeri Malang. Kak Johan ada? Okay, so next participant is Sabrina Alif Nur Imani dari Universitas Airlangga. Kak Sabrina. Sabrina ada? Baik, kita lanjut ke peserta selanjutnya, yaitu ada Kak Eva Aprilia dari Universitas Amikom Yogyakarta.
Ada Kak.
Baik, Kak Eva sudah siap?
Sebentar. Apa suara saya sudah terdengar, Kak?
Jelas ya, sudah terdengar Kak Eva. Silakan di on kamera. Baik. Baik, Kak Eva sudah siap?
Kalau nggak pakai virtual background gimana ya, Kak?
Kenapa?
Kalau nggak pakai virtual soalnya nggak kelihatan badannya.
Oh iya boleh, nggak apa-apa Kak. Oke, baik Kak Eva. Waktu Kak Eva 7 menit ya Kak Eva.
Oke.
Sudah siap Kak Eva?
Sudah.
Baik, waktu Kak Eva dimulai dari sekarang. Silakan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Assalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin nabiyina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Amma ba'du. The honorable judges and all beloved my brother and sister. First of all, let us pray and give thanks to the Almighty Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala because of His blessing, guidance, and His inayah. So they were able to stand in this special occasion on this convocation. Secondly, our salat and salutation always delivered to the son of Abdullah, the sweetheart of Siti Aminah, our Uswatun Hasanah, our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which has brought us from the darkness to the lightness. Ladies and gentlemen, here in front of you all, I would never forget to say thanks to Mr. Chairman who has given me opportunity to deliver my speech. Let me introduce myself. My name is Eva Aprilia. I come from University of Amikom Yogyakarta. Well done. Here, I just want to tell you about my speech with the title Student Role as Agent of Change and Developing Quality of Education and Overcoming Moral Decadence. Ladies and gentlemen, Why we can calculate the university student as agent of change, being the student the highest level university. It means the student with sharpest level with way of thinking and analyzing. You, the student in front of me, are not those who merely swallow what is said in front of the class. But you are required to think deeper, analyzing, and finding the most solution to answer the problem. Ladies and gentlemen, also in this ways, university students have to be a leader to themselves to be independent. Because of what? Because no one will provide you the schedule or suggesting you about priority skill. It is your own. You are the one who decides which one is an obligation and which one is not. Which one is priority and which one is not. Which one is illegal and which one is forbidden. Ladies and gentlemen. Now we have social media, right? Yes. Some of us have to talk at TikTok. We often see the video of young women wearing inappropriate clothes and dancing inappropriately. We also often hear the news about teenagers who consuming drugs and also free sex. It is ironic and pathetic, isn't it? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen. So, what is the moral or morality? Morality is basically the human. Morality is basically the human attempt to define what is right and what is wrong. So, our morality can be determined by many factors. But the environment in which we develop and grow heavily influence our morality. Therefore, our family, our teachers, and our friends can direct our moral development. Ladies and gentlemen, in Holy Quran Surah An-Nisa chapter 9. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وليخشى الذين لو تركوا من خلفهم ذرية ضعافا خافوا عليهم فليتقوا الله وليقولوا قولا سديدا. صدق الله العظيم. Ladies and gentlemen, from this surah, we can calculate that parents are assigned to raise their children well, so that they grow strong and independent. Do not leave offspring or generation who are weak in terms of economy, science, religion, and moral. Now the language is ready. Ladies and gentlemen, maybe that's all my speech. And thanks for attention. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih untuk Kak Eva dari Universitas Amikom Yogyakarta. So we move to the next participant is Muhammad Aqso Al-Muttasim dari Universitas Mula Warman. Kak Aqso, apakah ada? Sepertinya tidak hadir. Kita lanjut ke peserta selanjutnya, yaitu ada dari Politeknik Penerbangan Surabaya lagi, dengan Kak Felicia Winnie Juventa. Kak Felicia, ada?
Siap hadir, Kak.
Baik, Kak Felicia. Sudah siap? Baik, waktu Kak Feli 7 menit untuk menyampaikan materinya, dimulai dari sekarang.
Last night, I watched a news broadcasting. My brothers and sisters in Papua who haven't had the opportunity to get proper education. They must walk 10 kilometers to read books to broaden their education horizon. The temperature burns their skin, burns their feet, burns their hat, but never burn and bury their learning spirit and motivation. In other sides of Indonesia, there are still many children who live in a metropolitan city with no opportunities to go to school just because they cannot pay the school tuition. They must be in the playground with their friends. They must be can some good foods. But no, they have to work underage, and this phenomenon is absolutely hurting me so much. Have we ever imagined being in a position like them? Have we ever thought about them who are disadvantaged by the economic, social, and political conditions in our country? Have we done something worthy to give them better opportunities in life? Or have we helped them erase the pain, the sadness, the fear, and the uncertainty of life? Ladies and gentlemen, in this opportunity, I am Felicia Winnie Juventa from Aviation Polytechnic of Surabaya, would like to talk about optimizing the role of students in developing in the quality of education in Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, education is a process of understanding and growth. It's sustained to transmit and acquire knowledge, attitudes, skills, and values as any learning that results from the effort. According with Sustainable Development Goals number 4, that is quality education, aims at ensuring inclusive, equitable quality education and promoting lifelong learning opportunities for all. So, what can we develop for education in Indonesia? As someone who is still in the learning stage, I can see and feel the quality of education in Indonesia is still far behind other developing countries. According to the educational rankings by country 2022, Indonesia is ranked number 54 out of 78. The uneven education system, especially in the 3 key areas that is underdeveloped, outermost and remote areas, where technological affordability is still limited. For me, the role of is very important. Teacher is an example as well as an introduction for someone who achieved their respective success. Not only teachers, but the quantity of education also needs to be considered. The problems of education in Indonesia are not only in the subjects in class, but also in
Kak Hana, what's going on?
I think the connection is missed. The connection issue, I think.
It's from Felicia's side.
We will communication with the participant that closed before. So I think we should move to the next participant, Miss.
Yes, we have to move to the next participant.
Okay, Miss. So, ladies and gentlemen, so we will move to the next participant. That is Muhammad Lashikar. Muhammad Lashikar Layas Tasilivan Villard dari Politeknik Penerbangan Surabaya. Kak Muhammad Lashkar, apakah hadir? Di sini Kak Lashkar hadir. Kak Lashkar. Kak Lashkar, jika tidak merespon, maka akan saya lanjut ke peserta selanjutnya.
Yeah, I think next participant.
Okay, baik, sir. Next participant is Jihan Melania Roshida dari Politeknik Penerbangan Surabaya. Iya, satu koneksi.
Muhammad Lafar mah ada itu. Tapi mungkin dia nggak stay.
Kak Jihan Melania Roshida, Politeknik Penerbangan. Kak Jessica Agnes Simanung Khalid, Politeknik Penerbangan Surabaya. Oh, I think they're from the same university, so I think they use one device, Miss.
Yeah, I think so. But unfortunately, we have to go on.
All right, Miss. So, okay, next participant will say is Halimah Suwandi Putri dari Unis Tangerang. Kak Halimah. Next is Kak Maulana Rafiki As-Sajad. Kak Maulana Rifki As-Sajad. Tidak ada. Next participant is Siti Nurmeifa dari Universitas Mercu Buana.
I'm here.
Oke, Kak Siti Nurmeifa. Baik.
Is it my voice clear?
Yes, it's clear. So, Kak Meifa, you are ready?
Okay.
Okay, your time is 7 minutes, so your time is start right now, please.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, I'd like to thank the Almighty God. Because of him, we could be able attending of this special contest that's held by Ayatollah Khomeini Institution Speech National Competitions. And secondly, salawat and salam must be delivered to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who brought us from the darkness to the bright modern era that we're living today. The last but not least, the judges that I respect that allow me to deliver my speech on this special contest today. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, everyone. I'm Siti Nurmeifa, and I'm from Mercu Buana University. As Martin Luther King Jr. said, the function of education is to teach one thing intensively and to think critically. The intelligence plus the character that is goal of a true of education. This statement really appropriate with our topic today. That is about optimizing the role of a student in developing of quality of education in Indonesia Remember, education is one of fundamental needs in building and improving of quality of society. And education has an important meaning, of course, because without human education, it is difficult to be developed and can become underdeveloped group. And therefore, education is means for humans to develop themselves through the learning process that the individual gets. There are 4 pillars that proclaimed by UNESCO that currently and in the future needs to be developed by formal educational are the one of being the higher educations, and namely the first, learning to know, the second, learning to do, the third, learning to be, and the last is learning live life together. There are several ways to apply these 4 aspects as a student in improving the quality of education in Indonesia. With the extent of research assignment, we are required to study, observe, and examine the things that have been given us. And from this task, we can find out the things that we didn't know before. And also, we can learn to do something that useful by participating in activities or outside the campus that are constructive and not outside Indonesian legal regulations. And also we can learn to be someone that useful by participating in teaching campus program maybe, where we are play a role as a teacher. And in this case, we can see and adjust. This is in accordance with our passion or not. And the benefit of participating in the teaching campus program are that we know about the thinking of level of a child learning in elementary school in Indonesia and serve as reference in terms of that their thinking skill are still lacking. Then there are a number of needs to develop in learning and teaching process. And the last is learn to live life together. This can be done with a group work in the project that train us to solve the problems together. Guys, you know that the condition of the quality of education in Indonesia in recent year that are very worrying. Why is education in Indonesia called worrying? This occurred due to several problems of education system in Indonesia. Some of these include about this poor management educations, the high cost of educations, gaps several of facilities and infrastructure, and also as well of low the quality of teaching of research in Indonesia. Of this various kind of this problem that exists in the realm of education in Indonesia, there needs to be solutions to overcoming these problems. So what are the role of the students to overcoming these problems? Remember, students as an intellectuals and member of society have a functions and the role as social control, iron stock, and moral force. Students must have a critical attitude in order to make a big of the quality of education. And student critical thinking also can make a state leader who don't have a competence become hot and anxious. One of the things that students can be proud of is their burning enthusiasm to make a meaningful for change to the country. Of this various kind of problem education in Indonesia, as the role of a student only needs to focus on one problem, of course, we won't be able to overcome in the terms of costs, but we are able to cope in terms of resources or employer's role. I believe if all students in Indonesia unite and focus improving of quality of education in Indonesia, we can and we will make the different things in the future. So yeah, therefore, let's instill a sense of care for these nations and instill a thirst for knowledge so can be benefit for the others. Remember, not only focus your academic for yourself, but you have to thinking for the others, sharing your knowledge for the others. So your knowledge can be useful. And the last, let's change together so that we can become as agent of change in the future. So that's all my speech that I could deliver. Thank you so much for your attentions. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for Kak Siti Nurmeifa dari Universitas Mercu Buana for your speech. Okay, so we move to the next participant is from Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta, Kak Farhan Nur Iza. Kak Farhan? Siap?
Yes.
Baik, sepertinya Kak
Loud
Farhan
and clear.
sudah excited sekali dari tadi ya Kak Farhan ya?
Will do. Yeah, quite.
Semangat ya Kak Farhan. Oke, baik. Waktu Kak Farhan 7 menit, dimulai dari sekarang.
Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Nelson Mandela said that. Our society nowadays are plagued with political dissident, injustice, and economic inequality. Albeit, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that we are not yet lost. We now know for a fact, ladies and gentlemen, that most of the problems that plague our society can be solved through education. As a medical student, the first thing that I learned when I went to medical school was the meaning of the word doctor. Now, did you know that the word doctor actually came from the famous Athenian philosopher Cicero in 55 BC? Now, Cicero coined the word docere, which has the literal translation of to teach or to educate. Now, since more than 2,000 years ago, mankind has known that the best way to prevent not only the disease in our body, but also the disease of the world through education. So what can we do to improve the education quality in Indonesia, especially as a student? Now, a lot of people, and sadly, our fellow students, will say that there's nothing that we can do to improve our education system, or that it's impossible for the stakeholder to even listen to us. All I wanted to say to those that don't believe in our abilities is that you guys are outnumbered. I want you to remember the fact that our students and youth helped create this very country by voicing their ideas of independent Indonesia to the Dutch. Just recently, student movement toppled a tyrannical government, both in Ukraine and in Iran. Now imagine, ladies and gentlemen, imagine if students all over Indonesia started to raise their voice to create not only a better education system, but also an education system that believes in equity, equality, and liberty. Now, it won't be an easy battle, ladies and gentlemen. There will be tons of hurdles ahead. But if we were to be steadfast and resolute in our goals to create a better education, I believe we can be the very agent of change that this country needed. Remember the word of Malcolm X. Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for the time given. That's all my speech.
Okay, thank you very much for Kak Farhan Nur Iza dari Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta. Thank you very much Kak Farhan. Baik, we move to the next participant is from Universitas Negeri Jakarta, Kak Ferdi Virga Utama. Kak Ferdi Virga Utama. Tidak ada. Baik, selanjutnya ada Kak Alvin Nihayatul Islamiyah. Politekkes Kemenkes Surabaya. Kak Alvin tidak ada. Selanjutnya ada Kak Teguh Selamat dari Universitas 11 Maret. Kak Teguh Selamat. Tidak ada. Selanjutnya ada Kak M. Fauzan Aziz dari UIN Raden Mas Said Surakarta.
Ada.
Baik, Kak Fauzan. Kak Fauzan sudah siap?
Siap.
Baik, waktu Kak Fauzan 7 menit, dimulai dari sekarang.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The honorable juries and all of the participants of this competition. First, let's pray and thank to our God Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala because of His mercy and blessing. Now we can gather to attend this competition joyfully. Secondly, peace and salutation may be given to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has guided us to live this life on the right path. On this occasion, I'd like to deliver my speech with the title, The Role of Student as the Agent of Social Change in Optimizing the Quality of Education in Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, education is the essential things in our lives. Education is the basic foundation of a nation. If a country does not have education, it will be more vulnerable to conflict that resists development. People who have an education can distinguish between what is good and what is bad for them. Quality of education is a crucial thing to talk about because it has something to do with the development of a country in terms of education. A good quality of education will create high competence in human resources. Up to now, the quality of education in Indonesia is considered far from what is expected. This can be seen from 2021 World Population Review rank, which places this country in the 54th out of 78 countries in the world education ranking. We are still left behind compared to our Southeast Asian allied countries, such as Singapore, which is the 21st position. Also, Malaysia and Thailand, each in 38 and 46 places. Regarding regulation and funding, Indonesia has allocated 20% of APBN or government financials for education sector. This allowance is undoubtedly huge, and it has been by the mandate of the law on the national education system. Thus, as students, we must actively participate in optimizing the quality of education in Indonesia. A well-known slogan has long been attached to the identity of the student, namely, an agent of social change. Therefore, it's our responsibility to prove it by making the status real. The question to be asked here is, What is our role as students to help optimize and advance the education sector? Students at this time can take advantage of the technological advancement from the 5.0 industrial revolution era to improve the education and knowledge of Indonesian people. Students can use the e-learning system in the socialized learning process in the community. For example, by utilizing the e-learning method, improving the quality of education can be done through teaching conducted by the student throughout the country. Aside from that, students can play a full role by helping teach, such as devoting themselves to teaching in various ways. Ladies and gentlemen, the improvement of quality education in Indonesia must run together with other developing countries. Therefore, this is the opportunity for the student to optimize and help to serve the community. Significantly improving the quality of education is one of the most important things to do. We also have to remember that as an agent of social change, we have to take part in the development of a quality education in Indonesia to be more successful from time to time. The Honorable teachers and all of the participants of this English speech contest. That's all. I thank you for your attention. Thank you for responses, and wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for Kak Muhammad Fauzan Aziz dari UIN Raden Mas Said Surakarta. So we move to the next participant is from Universitas Widyagama Mahakam Samarinda, Kak Aurelia Wicanatasya. Kak Aurelia.
Kenapa pas SLA lancar?
Halo. Miss, apakah suara saya jelas, Miss?
Yeah, your voice is crystal clear, but check again.
Okay.
Aurelia.
Yeah. Aurelia Wicanatasya, Miss. Is there Aurelia?
Yeah, is she here?
I think she was here.
If she's not here, we can just move on to the next participant.
Okay, so next participant is Bella Juliana. It's from Universitas Negeri Yogyakarta. Kak Bella, I think she's ready.
Right. Am I audible?
Ada suara baru suara.
Ada ya, baru.
Please, Kak Bella Juliana. You are ready?
I will start my speech from 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to ask a question. Do you believe that Indonesia can become the most developed country in the world? What do you think? I personally believe that we can do that, but only if the quality of education in Indonesia is improved, starting from the day, because that is how powerful education is. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The honorable judges and all the participants in this virtual meeting. My name is Bella Juliana. I'm from Yogyakarta State University, and I'm here to deliver my speech about the privilege of a college college students to come to improve the quality of education in Indonesia? Well, everyone has their many roles in their lives. For example, in my home, I have a role as a child, as a sister. In my organization, I have a role as a member. And we are, as a college student, we have a role to, and we have to, that being a college student is a privilege. Why I can say privilege? You guys agree with being a college student? Well, let me tell you the reason why you should agree with me. In reality, there are 1.9 million people, children, that not continue their study to university. Well, there are a lot of factors that influence their decision, including economic factors, financial condition, their family support, and interest in learning. So from here, we know that being a college student is a privilege because we can feel the environment of university. We can learn from a great professor, and we have to realize that. After realizing that, the second step that we need to take is to train ourselves as a good human research, honing our soft skills. Everyone agree that a good students, an ideal students should be able to balance their academic and non-academic activities. Everyone know that GPA is important, but soft skill also important. So we are, as a college student, we should active in non-academic activities like joining organization, community service, volunteering, and join some competition. Because wouldn't it be great if we can represent Indonesia in international competition and make our country proud of us? If we can make a lot of achievement, I believe that it can help the quality of education in Indonesia. I swear. The third step that we can do is to utilize the existing technology. Ladies and gentlemen, I do realize that nowadays, college students is someone who are categorized as a millennial generation and Generation Z, which are who are digitally literate. So I can say that almost all of college students have the basic skills regarding how to use Microsoft, understanding some website in internet, and using a social media. It's unspecial things when we compare to the previous generation, which are baby boomers and Generation X, because they need more time to understand the digital technology. So we can use the advantage of digital technology to optimizing our role as a college students to have a better quality of education in Indonesia. How can we do that? We know that internet and social media allow us to post anything that we want. So we can make an information about how important education is, how important literacy, how important reading for a children. We can make it and share it. It's part of sharing and caring to wider community. We can do that, and I believe if we can do these three things, the education of Indonesia will improve. And in the next few years, I will proudly say, welcome to Indonesia, the most developed country in the world, because we have a good education. Thank Thank you for listening. I am Bella Juliana. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for Kak Bella Juliana from Universitas Negeri Yogyakarta. So we move to the next participant is Cecilia Rija dari Politeknik Penerbangan Surabaya. Kak Cecilia, I think she's not here, so we move to the next participant is Rizky Ananda. Rizky Ananda dari IAIN Kediri. Baik, tidak ada. Next is Kak Sandi Nur Ilma Nabela, Universitas PGRI Yogyakarta. Kak Sandi? Tidak ada. Oke, selanjutnya ada Kak Alsy Takia Herasa Fitri, Universitas Brawijaya. Kak Alsy. Ya ampun akunya. Please banget deh. Ada sinyal. Kak Alsy Takia tidak ada. Selanjutnya ada Kak Ferry Dwi Ariana, Poltekkes Kemenkes. Tidak ada. Kak Reisha Nabila, Politeknik Negeri Medan. Baik, untuk Kak Abdurrahman Haris Ruswandi, Politeknik Penerbangan Surabaya. Tidak ada. Nila Khairiah. Kak Nila Khairiah. IAIT Bakti Kediri. Di sini ada Kak Nila. Halo Kak Nila. Kak Nila. Baik, kita lanjut ke peserta selanjutnya. Ada Kak Ahmad Ismail, UIN Jogja.
Yes. Is that, can you hear my voice?
Yes, okay. Kak Ismail, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so your time is 7 minutes, starting right now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. That's what Nelson Mandela once has said. And what he said is so true. And I extremely agree with his statement because nothing is more powerful than education. So ladies and gentlemen, I would like to begin my speech by telling you a short story about my life. Well, I grew up in an environment where people still assume that education is less important. They think that gaining education just would be wasting time. They think that gaining education would not result a lot of money. Well, that's might be true because in fact, right now, I go to the college. So instead of resulting a lot of money, I spend a lot of money to pay my college fee, to buy book, to buy many tools that I need. But here's the thing. The goal of education is not only for making money. And that is the wrong perception of my people, of my community in my territory. So the goal of education is actually to educate people, to change people, to be a better human being in the society. And that is actually the ultimate goal. But I would not lie to you. It is fact that when we could gain a high education, we can change our life to be better. We could gain economy to be better if we have a high education, but that is not the ultimate goal. So, ladies and gentlemen, and that's the short story that I have. So, by the way, nowadays we are living in a modern era where everything has changed. Nowadays, every day, I always hold a phone, the little stuff which is really important for my life. By using phone, yes, I could search for everything I want. I could learn something from my phone because learning is not limited for limited pace, but we could learn from everywhere. But that's not my topic for today. I just would like to tell you that we cannot close our eyes. We cannot pretend to not to know about what is actually happening around us. Yes, we can see that the development of technology in this era is really so fast. But no matter how sophisticated the development of technology, we have to see the social issues that still exist in our country. There are many problems in our country. I do not want to blame our country. I do not want to blame the government. I just tell the truth. This is the truth. The truth must be told. So nowadays we could see there are still many discriminations, many religious differences, and that's happened in our country. So by the way, I would like to give you a question. So why could those social issues still happen in our country? Why? Okay, don't worry. I would like to give you my opinion about this. I think those problems still happen because people in our country still lack of education. They are still lack of ethics and they are still lack of knowledge. So I come here to break out the perception of my community that they think education is less important. Education is really important. Education is playing a very vital role in building the nation and solving the country's problems, just religious differences and so on. So that is why education have a big role to educate people. Every single human being over the world needs education. So ladies and gentlemen, as a young generation, we have a big duty here. So what is our big duty? Our big duty as students, we have to learn, and learn, because learning is a never-ending process. Here is the thing. If many problems still exist in our country, do not blame our country and do not ask what our country can do for us, but ask what can we do for our country. So as a student, what can we do is learning. So whenever and wherever we are, we have to learn. We have to learn everything which is beneficial for us, for our community. And this is one important thing that we have to highlight. When we learn something and then we get knowledge from our learning, it is not enough for us just to keep our knowledge inside our mind. This is not important because in the end, our knowledge would be in vain. Our knowledge will not be useful. So after gaining knowledge from our education, from our school, from our university, we have to realize it. We have to practice it. We have to serve our knowledge to our community. So in the end, our society would be better. So the problems in our country would be solved. And that is the goal of education. Education is not only for making money, but education is to educate people to be a better human being in the society. So therefore, as humans being, we really need education, because without education, our life would be so hard and difficult to survive. And that's all from me. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for Kak Ahmad Ismail dari UIN Sunan Kalijaga, Yogyakarta. So we move to the next participant is Susmita dari Universitas Mahasaraswati Denpasar. Kak Susmita. Tidak ada Kak Susmita. Kita lanjut ke peserta selanjutnya, itu ada Kak Muhammad Zikri dari Politeknik Manufaktur Negeri Bangka Belitung. Kak Muhammad Zikri dari Politeknik Manufaktur Negeri Bangka Belitung. Tidak ada. Baik, kita lanjut ke peserta selanjutnya, yaitu ada Sri Wulandari. Kak Sri Wulandari. Ya, Kak. Baik, Kak Sri sudah siap.
Sudah.
Baik. Kak Sri, waktu Kak Sri 7 menit ya. Dimulai dari sekarang, Kak Sri. Silahkan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury and friends of elders I'm proud of this time, let me give a brief speech on of students in developing the quality of education in Indonesia. We can see that education plays an important role in the progress of nation. Of education, not just the process of transferring science from educators to learners. More than that, education is a learning process to increase knowledge and improving the quality of an intelligent generation of people, more creative and innovative. Ladies and gentlemen, in modern times, there are a lot of things to be made. One of which is to prepare for superior human resources. Student is intellectual and member of society and have a greater function and role as agent of change, social control, iron stock, and moral force. In the world of student education, students have greater sensitivity and rational reason, and should be expected to contribute significantly to society. They could make responsive and soluble talk to the problems of education in this country and the control government policy in education. As student in the face of the social age, there are a lot of things to do education and competence. We need to know the development of the generation of human civilization. In the work of student education, this is a need for whether know is life skill foresee, creativity, critical thinking, collaboration, and communication. To produce superior human resources, we must rebuild the spirit and awareness of young Indonesia, enhance knowledge, skill, and have a social demeanor way of improving human resources. By going directly to field to teach, students can also perform philanthropic action to help education because for communication is in need. As students, we must have a social attitude. We must have a critical attitude in order to make a big change in the quality of education. Critical thinking students can build the vision of the community to make meaningful change to change the country. If students can contribute to a credit economy, the number of unemployed will decrease in often new jobs. So that problem of education unemployed can be addressed, and then the role of students can also give a new field business in Indonesia. In leveraging student roles, the student body is in need is in for support of more educators, facilitators at higher education institution, and the optimism of society's response to student creativity. Perhaps this is for my speech goes today. Less and more apologies and to good IP Further, I thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for Kak Sri Wulandari. So, kita akan memanggil kembali nama-nama yang tadi sempat terkendala oleh sinyal. Sebelumnya ada Kak Muhammad Zikri, nomor urut 38. Kak Muhammad Zikri dari Politeknik Manufaktur Bangka Belitung. Ada Kak Muhammad Zikri?
Ada, Kak.
Ya, baik. Baik,
Apa
Kak
suara saya dengar jelas?
Jelas, Kak Fikri. Zikri, maaf. Baik, Kak Zikri sudah siap?
I'm ready.
Baik, so your time is start right now, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear all judges and the audience on the stage. First of all, let's pray and thanks into our God, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who has been giving us some mercy and blessing, so we can attend and gather in this place in good condition. Secondly, my peace and salutation always be given to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has guided us from the darkness to the brightness, from Jahiliyah to the Islamia era. Thirdly, I don't forget to say thank you very much to the Master of Ceremony, who has given me time to speak in front of you all. Standing in front of you all, I will try to deliver my speech under the title is, do you want to be an actor or an audience? Ladies and gentlemen, the first thing we should know is, what is the mean by education? The answer is, education is a very important aspect or component and must be honored by a country. Why is that? Because education is a benchmark for a country's progress. Based on survey released by the Program for International Student Assessment or PISA, Indonesia is ranked 72 out of 77 countries. This survey is also used by Indonesia in determining international education standard. The PISA survey is a reference in assessing the quality of education in the world, which assesses the ability of students in the fields of literacy, mathematics, and science. This data makes Indonesia ranked in the bottom seat. Ladies and gentlemen, currently many people blame the government for its failure to improve the quality of education in Indonesia. But there's one thing that is often forgotten, that one of the important roles in the advancement of education is students. Because as we know, students are agents of social change in the eyes of society. Because in fact, student aspirations are more here entrusted by the government and society. Not to mention as a problem solving when they are even around the community and really need a problem solving. Ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, the slogan of the agent of social change attached to the identity of today's student should not be limited to the slogan of demonstration, but a rather constructive and solid thinking on these issues surrounding education today. Students should be sensitive to these issues surrounding education. Therefore, it is not time for students to be selfish, demonstrating about education policy on campus a lot. Now, it is time for students to think about problems in this world of education. Ladies and gentlemen, it is true, it is impossible for students to build educational infrastructure independently, but we can do community service. One of the programs we know is the Ayatollah Khomeini Institute, or AHI. When this program aims to help students who have economic limitation and they will be prepared to apply for scholarship. And I think we can implement programs like this in every remote area, where the role of government and students is urgently needed to make it happen. In addition, students can also take a simple step, such as excelling in our respective fields. With such, many experts in many fields will be born. These experts are also the givers of solutions to educational problems in Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, within the implementation of this effort, it is hoped that students will really play a role in improving the quality of education in Indonesia. Indonesia doesn't need this course to change. Indonesia needs change, and here students are important actors who play an important role in the world of education. With the increasing role of students in the world of education, the better the quality of education. Ladies and gentlemen, before I end this speech, I have one quote that always motivates me. If you are not willing to learn, no one can help you. If you are determined to learn, no one can stop you. I'm Muhammad Zikri from Bangka Belitung State Manufacturing Polytechnic. Thank you for your attention. Stay positive and creative. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for Kak Muhammad Zikri dari Politeknik Manufaktur Negeri Bangka Belitung. Baik, kita beri satu kesempatan lagi untuk teman-teman yang terkendala sinyal tadi, yakni dari Politeknik Penerbangan Surabaya. Ada Kak Muhammad Laskar. Kak Muhammad Laskar.
Mohon izin Kak, untuk Felicia Winifanta tadi juga terkendala pemadaman listrik.
Ya, baik. Kita Kak Felicia ya?
Siap, betul.
Kak Hana, hold on a second. We are discussing about this.
All right, Miss. Please. Baik teman-teman, untuk yang tadi terkendala sinyal, para juri akan mendiskusikan terlebih dahulu. Untuk kedepannya mohon ditunggu sebentar ya.
Okay. Is there any participant left here?
I think enough, sir, but just the participant who has a problem issue earlier.
No, I think it's not our problems, because you have more times to prepare before, then technically that's your problem. Sorry. So I think I'm really sorry. We can't give another chance, because we have limited times, and then I think you better prepare before. That's the problem. So about your connection problem, because your bandwidth slow and running in slow motion, I think that's is not our problems. Okay, so I mean, how many participants that have a connections problem?
I think 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sir.
So we have discussed about this, and then unfortunately we cannot give you the second chance because you should have anticipated this kind of things. And then the reason why we cannot give you the second chance, because if we gave you once, the other participants who also have the same issue will also ask the same chances, and then it is not possible for us due to the time and other things to consider. So we are truly sorry for that. And then, yeah, that's all from us.
Yeah, I mean, I find it hard to allow those who have connection diseases. So we go forward because it's talk to the other. Because so, jadi ini siapa namanya?
What is it? Felicia Winnie Jeffrey.
Felicia Winnie? Felicia
Yes,
Winnie? Yeah, sorry. Can you keep your connections? I give you one for your speech now. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay for Felicia.
Yeah, actually,
because
I really enjoy your speaking. We are really
Thank you, sir.
enjoying your speech, but you know, your connection, please give it roundabout. So, it's okay. Winnie, you can try once again, please.
Thank you for the
Yeah.
chance, sir.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, please, Kak Felicia.
Horizon. Have we ever imagined a vision like them? Have we ever thought about them who are disadvantaged by the economy, social, and political condition in our country? Have we done something worthy to give them better opportunities in life? Or have we helped them erase the pain, the sadness, the fear, and the uncertainty of life? Ladies and gentlemen, in this opportunity, I am Felicia Winnie Juventa, Aviation Polytechnic of Surabaya, would like to talk about optimizing the role of students in developing the quality of education in Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, education is a process of understanding and growth. It's sustained to transmit and acquire knowledge, attitudes, skills, and values as any learning that results from the effort. According with Sustainable Development Goals number 4, that is quality education, aims at ensuring inclusive, equitable quality education and promoting lifelong learning opportunities for all. So, what can we develop for education in Indonesia? As someone who is still in the learning stage, I can see and feel the quality of education in Indonesia is still far behind other developing countries. According to the education rankings by country 2022, Indonesia is ranked number 54 out of 78. The uneven education system, especially in the 3T areas or underdeveloped, outermost, and remote areas where technological affordability is still limited. For me, the role of a teacher is very important for students. Teacher is an example as well as an introduction for someone to achieve their respective success. Not only teachers, but the quantity of education also needs to be considered. The problems of education in Indonesia are not only in the subjects in class, but also in issues of ethics, morals, and character development, ladies and gentlemen. To change it all, it takes educators who are experts in their fields. Not only that, but supporting infrastructure is also more needed than the things above. What kind of infrastructure is needed? I think in the current era of globalization, where everything is fast-paced, someone needs information and communication technologies. We can learn to see the outside of the world, but within reasonable limits. What can we optimize as a student to develop education in our country? We can build a teaching community for neglected children where their parents don't care about their education. No need to teach complicated and confusing things. We can teach the basic things, and as the foundations of the quality of a country's education, that is understanding the ethical and moral values of our nation. Secondly, teaching about information and communication technology, because it's also very important for this era. Technology is increasingly developing rapidly, and the youth, as a hope of nations, must know and understand about technology. We can teach them how to find references on the website, creating some documents and other things that are important to know. Ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, there is still a lot of work to do for us, the youth as a hope of nations. One small thing that we can do is have a big impact on the development of education in our country, Indonesia. Never be satisfied with ourselves and keep learning and caring for others. Let's get up and keep the spirit to creating Indonesia's gold generation in 2045. That's all that I can say. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good day.
Okay, thank you for Kak Felicia Winnie. So, sir and miss, this is the last our participant, all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so it's unfortunately because of the judges' agreement, we can give you guys a second chance who have missed. So the next session is the verbal education given by the judges. I think mungkin ada dari Ibu atau Bapak sedikit masukan untuk teman-teman hari ini, dipersilahkan.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. It was a lovely day to have you all here. Thank you for participating in this national speech competition. To be honest, it was great performance from you all. And then, as we know, in this speech competitions, we have some aspects to be evaluated, such as content, fluency, expression, and accuracy. In case you will be questioning who will be the winners, obviously, we judges, we do our best to assess all of the aspects appropriately. Because I know, like, for example, you feel like, oh, I have created a very good content, but don't forget that speech is about delivering the message. How engaging, okay, how expressive you are to deliver your message. Yeah, so that was the biggest, one of the biggest points in delivering, your messages, and how we assess your accuracy as well. And then also from the accuracy, we also pay attention very well to how accurate your sentences, your construction. So there are a lot of things to be considered here. So hopefully whatever the result is, it doesn't make you feel unsatisfied about yourself, because your presence here is a good contribution. Yeah. Talking about competition, there will be winners, but there will never be losers. We are all the winners. All right, thank you from me. Pas Ari, do you have something to say?
That's okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Now, generally speaking, all contestants, I think you can evaluate yourself, and also you can assess yourself. Even you can judge yourself. Yeah, so you can evaluate from the way of the other way of speaking, and every process and reflection, it's better for you. But so far, so good for you. I mean, this stage is yours, and so you've just performed your better way in speaking. I mean, this is speech contest, so we are not talking about the winner or loser. We really appreciate your participations in this contest, and yeah, just this is the process of your evaluation. Thank you. So because so many aspects like what was seen before, that is not only about content, fluency, expression, and accuracy. Sometimes in more brilliant contests and international contests, you need your precision, your body gesture, your gesture or body language, your context, something like that. So many assessments we consider upon. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for judges which who have give the verbal education for our participant today. So I think we can close our event today, our agenda today, by reciting Hamdalah together. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin.
Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin.
Okay, thank you for judges, and then thank you for all of the students, all of the participants who can attend in this room meeting. So I hopefully it is useful and give us manfaat ya. Semoga memberi manfaat kepada kita semua. Okay, thank you very much. I'm so sorry if I had a lot of mistake in this agenda in this event. So saya sebagai moderator mohon undur diri. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you semuanya.